Hey, everybody, welcome to week 9. Pre-gaming at the Corner Pub. Can't believe it's week 9 already. We got Gary and Ryan in the house with myself, Sean. Corner Pub Sports Crew giving you wagering and fantasy advice if you choose to take it. Did okay last week. A little bit better last week. So, it's time to recoup on the early season losses.
Did you do better? Or did Connor do better?
Connor did better. Yeah. 7-14 on the year now is the Sizzler. So we'll get we'll get to 500 eventually. So yeah, we'll give you the Sizzler picks of the week and all that stuff. But before we get Philly said, do not start Jalen Hurts today. That is number one.
The funny thing about that is there would be somebody that would.
Yeah, some people didn't listen to our show last week and started Drake London in spots where he was considered out. So I should have got it. Mike played last week, started Drake London and lost by 12. He probably would have beaten Mike if he would have started someone else. Yeah, so that's why you got to listen to us. We're giving you kind of almost breaking news, almost. So before we get into it, the Eagles last week taking care of business against the Giants. That was heck of a win. They probably the best well-rounded win they've had all year, I think.
Absolutely.
Well-rounded game.
It was a dominant win. That's what you got to do to those kind of teams.
Yeah.
It was perfect right before the bye.
Yep. 100%. You got to hope now that, maybe they can keep building off of that. And, you don't have to have Hurts throw the ball 25 times. You're able to run the ball effectively. You do what you did last year and just keep beating teams into the ground.
Yeah, bottom line, like what happened? Like that was the best game the offensive line played. Mm-hmm. That's why it looked like that, if you ask me.
Yeah. I like what I'm seeing with the 1-2 punch in that running game. If Tank Bigsby can keep doing what he was doing, like what an animal.
Yeah,
he's a quality back, man.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like they made the trade for a reason. They know what they're getting out of him. Now it's a matter of using him the right way. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that whole thing goes.
He's angry and then he laughs about it, like he does.
Yeah. That was nice, man. Bart, you know what though? The scary part, and I hate to be this way, but if it wasn't for that big run for Barkley, his line wouldn't have looked as nice. Because after that, they did stymie him a little bit.
Yeah, but you look at it like all right, like if this happened, if that doesn't happen, it did happen.
I hear you. I know.
Right.
But I'm saying, except for that one broken play, man, he was held to like 3 yards of carry after that again. It's like so. You
use Fred Johnson as a fucking tight end and you don't get fucking rushing yards. That's a problem.
Yeah. No, hopefully they figure something out there. As far as offensively, defensively, they made some trades. We'll get to it on Friday a little more. Bajir Alexander is now a Philadelphia Eagle. They made a trade yesterday. They also got Michael Carter from the Jets. So a couple trades there to get hopefully shore up that secondary a little bit.
And with the bye week, some wounds are healing.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I still think they go get a pass rusher before Tuesday.
They have to. They still need.
I think it's gonna be that guy from Miami,
Bradley Chubb.
Yeah,
you all right with that? You're totally all right with that, man.
And then getting Nolan Smith back, that's almost like making a trade too.
And Brendan Graham, like now all of a sudden you got depth on that line,
right?
Where you didn't really before. So yeah, Phil Mild, dude. If they somehow
that's not going to happen.
Nah, Cleveland came out and said they're not trading them.
Yeah, they're not trading them.
So apparently,
every team says we're not doing it until they do it.
Why wouldn't it be anyone from Miami? They're a team falling apart. They're looking at
and they're familiar with Fangio's defense.
Yeah, and I actually just read something right before we started that Adam Schefter's reporting it. Miami will listen to trade offers on anybody.
You say no GM? Well, yeah, but they have someone stepping in to play.
No, they promoted somebody.
Yeah. They're not going to just roll with no GM. They got somebody. So,
I still got it up.
These are premeditated moves. These aren't like, hey, let's just fire him and just sit on our hands and see what happens. But But I'd be okay with Bradley Chubb being here. I mean, look, if Cleveland says that and they're not going to trade him, then it is what it is. I mean, look, if the Eagles really did offer 3 first-round picks, I don't know how you don't take that as Cleveland. But then again, you are mortgaging the future for another Super Bowl. Is that a deal we're willing to make? But
yeah, I mean, it's another top real, but my initial thought on it is the way they've hit on first-round picks over the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really want to give up 3 of them?
Yeah, but that don't happen all the time. My philosophy is like they're going to go to the playoffs, so their first-round picks are going to be higher end first-round.
Right,
picks.
they're like low second rounders.
They're tough to hit on them. Yes,
right.
But he got lucky the past few years.
Yeah,
but I mean, mortgage in the future. Yeah, it's
tough.
That's a question.
And you guys know me. I'm always all in for this shit. Trade the picks. I don't care. Yeah. But
and
for him, I would do it.
The salary is the other thing too. Like he's got a massive salary. That means maybe AJ Brown's gone if you make that deal. So I don't know. It's
somebody. You're not going to be able to have Garrett, Carter, Davis, Bond. You're not going to be able to have all these guys.
Phil said, "Is it luck or scouting?" It's both, honestly, because obviously you have to evaluate the talent. You have to see what's going to fit in your scheme. A guy like Quinyon Mitchell, that might have been luck, or Cooper DeJean, that might have been luck for those guys to fall to them. But they knew what they were looking at when they saw these kids. And they went, "We have a chance." Like Quinyon Mitchell, that was the big knock on him, was he was playing lesser competition, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But he always went against the number one. And he said he wanted to be against number one, and he did his job.
Yes.
Obviously, that's transferred pretty well over here in the to the NFL. Is that open in the no? Okay. Oh, that's great. There's a freaking trade in the one league right before the game start. Marquise Brown, the 10th round pick, the Bengals quarterback, for round 3. What? For Garrett Wilson, Darius Slayton, the Jets. I don't know. There's too much going on there. Like right before the game start, right? So like no one even has a chance to like debate about it. That's
yeah. Don't you have a thing in your league where you can't make a trade like this part of game day?
Yeah, you can't do it right now. Yeah, it's got to go through a process, man. You can't just make a trade on a game an hour before the games. Polsky, what beers are you guys drinking? I'm drinking Flying Dog Raging Bitch. That's a hell of a start for a Sunday morning at 11 o'clock, man. Yeah, I ain't drinking anything. I didn't even drink much yesterday, honestly. Yeah, Phil, that was a fantasy trade, not a real trade. All right, here we go. Let's get to fantasy football stuff. Gary, you are going to take us off here. You got Chicago, 2.5-point favorites over Cincinnati in Cincy. What do you have for start sits?
You just got to start Monangai with Swift being hurt and the Bengals D isn't too good. I'd look for him to have a big game. Sit DJ Moore because Dunze will shine better again this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. So that's kind of breaking news. Yeah, go ahead.
Is Flacco playing?
He's playing. Flacco's playing. Yeah. DeAndre Swift's out. A surprise designation flopped up yesterday that he was not going to be playing today. And yeah, as someone who just acquired DeAndre Swift, I'm not too happy about it because
sorry, dude. Like if I knew there was anything questionable about him, I would have told you.
And I would have seen it. There was nothing. He had no designation when I made that trade, and then he popped up on Wednesday, not practicing, and then yesterday they said he was out. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. But it is what it is. I have other options. So, all right, next game we got Minnesota, Detroit. For starts, I'm going to start Sam Laporta. Laporta's been tight end 9 this year, which isn't great. However, when everyone's been healthy on that Lions team there, Laporta's actually made out pretty well. He's second behind St. Brown in targets right now for the line. So he's definitely a tight end on the rise here, and especially, and I'm going to be playing into this a little bit with the bye weeks, with the teams that are on bye, the tight end position becomes a little more open this week because certain options are out this week. A guy like Goddard who has been really good lately. So Laporta's a good play. And then I'm sitting his counterpart, Jameson Williams. He's been wide receiver 59 this year in fantasy.
Yeah, what the hell is going on with that?
Been horrible. So because
a strange year altogether.
And it's kind of doing what, with the Laporta thing with Jameson Williams,
what are you doing, 6'7"?
Dude, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to say even, and I did that the other week too. God damn these kids. Yeah, so with Laporta getting the targets, Jameson Williams is the guy out right now. Next game we have is Carolina and Green Bay. What do you got there, Gary?
Carolina, Green Bay. This week, Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, you're going to start both of them. And my sit this week is Rico Dowdle. He's going to have a tough game against his defense.
Oh, yeah, I actually went back to Love this week. I don't like the matchup Dart has, especially without Scatabo.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I think Love has a marquee matchup here today. But this could be a Josh Jacobs game too.
Right. That's what worries you with the Packers if Love's your quarterback. They might win 35-7, but Josh Jacobs will have 4 touchdowns.
No. Yeah, and again, that line 13.5. That's CS Green Bay. That line's that's a big line there. And I think they'll cover it. They got
I hope
Chargers.
So.
Yeah, Chargers 9.5 taking on Tennessee in Tennessee. If you haven't started him yet, you need to start Gaston, the tight end for the Chargers. He's in the last 3 weeks he has 22 targets. He's just lighting it up right now. Looks like Justin Herbert's found a favorite target there. He's right behind McConkey in targets on the team right now. So he's a must start at this point. And for sits in that game, I'm sitting Pollard and Spears reluctantly until they figure out what's going on with that. First of all, the matchup sucks. That's a really tough matchup for those guys. But until they really figure out a 1-2 there, right now it's still Pollard leading carries, but Spears is creeping up. And if you're in a PPR league, if you need flex, Spears might be the way to go over Pollard because of the catches. But until they figure that out, we kind of stay away from that.
Get that young quarterback some help, man.
Yeah, I got something on that a little bit later. When I talk about the Jacksonville Vegas game, it was kind of an eye-popping stat that has to deal with Cam Ward. Atlanta and New England 5.5-point favorites at home. Gary, I got this one. I'm going to start Pitts. As much as I hate Kyle Pitts, I would start him because of the fact that all the bye weeks this week, and it's actually a really good option this week because he's leading the team in targets when all 3 of those receivers are healthy: Mooney, Drake London, and Pitts.
Wow,
Pitts
really?
Actually leading the team in targets.
Wow.
So he'd be a good play this week against a pretty tough Patriots defense. And then on the other side of that, I'm sitting Mooney. He's a little banged up. He had a really kind of down week last week.
Banged up Mooney.
Yeah,
he has not been good.
Yeah, I don't know what the story is there, man. I don't know if it's because now, granted, he was a little banged up, but is it because last week Penix wasn't in there? Penix is back this week, so was Drake London. So hopefully maybe it changes things a little bit, but
I just think it's because Drake London hasn't been what we all anticipated Drake London being.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's because they run the ball 40 times a game.
Yeah, and of course they didn't last week.
Yeah,
they
got shellacked.
Yeah, Bijan Robinson going against the Dolphins was probably the start of the century, like the start of the decade, I should say. He's gonna light them up. This and that, like 20 yards. Like Miami just ran with that game, and that changed the game plan. It was crazy, but that might not be that far-fetched of a story this week too. I mean, New England's a decent team. If New England takes a lead on them, Bijan might become a non-factor.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see.
Definitely, look, we talk about it every week. It's definitely looking more and more like New England's got a franchise quarterback again.
Yep, Drake May is definitely a must start in all fantasy formats right now. San Francisco 2.5-point favorites on the road to in the Meadowlands. Gary, what do you have here?
My start here, obviously, it's Christian McCaffrey. Run him into the ground, especially against the Giants defense. And my sit, like Ryan said earlier, is Dart without Scatabo. Scatabo helps him get his energy, and he's not in. So I think I would sit Dart.
Yeah, I like trying to.
And a
Tyrone
sneaky
Tracy.
flex, I would start Tyrone Tracy.
Yeah, I like Tracy this week too.
Like they don't have anybody else. He's going to get a lot of touches.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they have no other option. He's the guy now. Next game we got is oh, by the way, Ayuk's back now, right?
Next week.
Next week, okay.
Yeah, next week.
The Colts 3.5 point favorites on the road in Pittsburgh. That is a New England, or that is a Colts line. Being on road favorites in Pittsburgh at 3.5, where they always give the home team 3.
Pittsburgh's going to bite themselves in the ass, letting Cincinnati and Baltimore hang around in that division.
Yep.
The Colts are freaking ridiculous this year. Ridiculous.
They are, and it's awesome, but they're also playing a last place schedule.
Right.
So,
they haven't really played anybody
right.
yet. They had to play the Chiefs soon. They're playing the Steelers today. Gary, what do you have for this game?
I don't have this one.
Didn't I give you this one?
No.
I'll do it.
All right, go ahead.
Daniel Jones, obviously, must start all leagues. Jonathan Taylor must start all leagues. Also, Michael Pittman. He seems like he's starting to become Jones' favorite target. Just the volume, especially in a PPR league. From Pittsburgh side, it seems like when they win, it ends up being in a shootout because their defense, I don't know what happened. So this could turn into one of them games because I think Pittsburgh's going to have to score to stay with Indianapolis. So I would go DK Metcalf, definitely, and Fairmouth. Fairmouth could be a sneaky start.
Nice.
Yeah, I had Pittman as well. Believe it or not, he's wide receiver 4 right now. Which is crazy. And he's playing against a not so great secondary. So Pittman's definitely played. Not my fault, Gary. I had it written down on my paper, and when I texted you, I didn't write it down.
No worries.
Yeah, it's my fault. All right, next game we got Denver and Houston. Houston 1.5 point favorites at home. A little bit of a surprise line there, honestly, but they're giving some credit to Houston's defense, which is why I'm sitting Bo Nix this week. I just don't like this matchup. I think that's a stingy defense he's going to be taking on, and the thing is, this is a weird stat. When the Denver Broncos are underdogs, Bo Nix only averages 16 points a game. When he's favored, he averages over 22 points a game.
Interesting.
Really strange stat there.
Interesting.
And they're underdogs this week, so we'll see. It's hard to sit if you don't have a better option. Obviously, like you're going to play Nix because he's been on fire. But I have Daniel Jones as another quarterback, so I'm starting.
That's a good option.
Yeah, like I'm starting Daniel Jones. I against Pittsburgh. So
that was a nice pickup when you picked him up, Sean.
Yeah. And I had to because at that time Nix wasn't doing anything. So
like, how was fucking Daniel Jones getting points in fucking fantasy?
Mm-hmm.
That's you go to a right situation, man.
Yeah.
The Giants, man, like because he would run a lot. He would get you points in fantasy with the Giants too. Like he just
even Aaron Rodgers, the ageless wonder, he's playing okay this season.
Yep. My start is Sutton. I know a lot of people are kind of down on Sutton because he had a bad week last week. He would have scored a touchdown. He dropped a 24-yard touchdown right in his chest. But he is playing a pretty decent defense today. But I think as far as the options go, Sutton is probably going to be the guy. He's probably going to be lined up against Stingley. But who else are they going to throw to? I think you have to go to your number one option there. So if they are going to move the ball in the air, Denver, it's going to be through Sutton.
I like Troy Franklin too.
Yeah, he's kind of come on lately. He's having a quietly pretty good season. So I got this next one as well. Jacksonville and the Raiders. Jacksonville's 2.5 point favorites on the road. I'm starting
Jacksonville to be a 2. I don't care who they're playing to be a 2.5 point favorite on the road.
Whoa.
Get out of here with that line.
Yeah, I mean, well, that just shows you how big the Raiders are. The Raiders are a bad team. They're
Geno Smith felt that just went bloop.
Yep. Well, I'll get to that in a second. So he does get a weapon back in Bowers. Bowers comes back after 3 games, and he's a start for me. again, the Raiders have to move the ball through somebody. Bowers is a great target, and he catches pretty much everything thrown his way. So Bowers is a guy that I'm if you have him, I would definitely start him this week, even though he has been banged up for 3 weeks. And I'm sitting Geno Smith. So the only quarterback that's worse in the entire NFL when under pressure is Cam Ward. Geno Smith's the second worst under pressure.
Wow.
So, he's just obviously not feeling it at all. I don't know if it's a combination of the line or the fact that Geno Smith's just really not that good. I didn't buy into him last year.
He had a few year run in Seattle, revived his career, but
the situation looks different.
It's starting to look like
the
Geno Smith is Geno Smith.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I agree with you. That line's a little funny there, but I think I'd still have to go to Jacksonville. That's just how bad the Raiders are.
Geno's back to jetting.
Gary, you got the Saints and the Rams.
I do.
The Rams are 14-point favorites at home against the Saints.
Puka's going to have 78 points.
I hope so. And this one, like anybody on offense for the Rams, start them. Start their defense.
Everybody.
Start everybody. New Orleans, all you can do is start Kamara. That's all you got in this game. Maybe Olave.
You see that New Orleans made a quarterback change?
Did they really?
Yeah, they're starting Tyler Shaw.
Shaw, yeah.
For the rest of the year.
I did see that, which is crazy because the Rattler actually started off
okay.
It's been okay, yeah, dude. Talk about defeating somebody, deflating somebody, I should say. Rattler has his chance, and now he's benched week 9, and I don't know. I mean, what's the point? Your team stinks. Your team stinks. Stick with the kid, unless they're worried about his mental.
You could mess that up more by benching him.
Yeah. Maybe they're just like, look, he's getting killed. We got to do something else. I don't know.
Is Kellen Moore the one that's going to fix that team?
I said it when he took the job. It sound biased because I wanted him to stay here. Like he's ready to be a head coach. I just think he took the wrong job.
Yeah.
I just think he took the wrong job.
Yes.
Yeah, we all kind of said that. Like, why would you leave a Super Bowl situation to go to a team that's completely in the dumpster?
Right. Like he could have stayed. He could have stayed here another year and had a job at the end of this year. Like I just think he took the wrong job.
Even if you took the Saints job next year, like say, they brought in a 1-year guy or something in New Orleans and they stink and they fire him. At least you're 1 year better. You know what I mean? You're 1 year closer to the rebuild rather than, I don't know.
It would have been a year that he didn't have to deal with them being in cap hell.
Yeah. And the situation with Kamara. So there was trade rumors that Kamara's gonna be traded. I think those rumors are kind of shot. I mean, Kamara basically said, "I will retire if I'm traded."
That's funny that came out because I'm still seeing shit like now. From what I'm seeing, and you don't know what to believe on fucking social media, but that the Patriots are becoming a front runner to go get him.
The Patriots are also the front runner to get AJ Brown, even though they're not going to trade.
I'm in Buffalo.
Yeah, enough. Well, speaking of Buffalo, they're 2.5 favorites at home against the Chiefs. That's
game of the day.
It's the only 4:25 game today too. So it's the lone late game, I should say. There's like 4 or 5 games, but this will be the latest game, is what I mean. Shakir is a start for me. He is tops in the team in targets now for Buffalo. And on the other side of that, Keon Coleman has taken a back seat. Actually, he's he's hanging on to the trunk of the car as it's going. He's only had 19 catches, 155 yards and 1 touchdown in his last 6 games. So Keon Coleman's definitely not even a 2 option right now. He's probably a wide receiver 3 on that team. Probably Shakir and then Kincaid, I would assume. So I would start Shakir, sit Coleman for Buffalo. That's going to be a good game. That's going to be a really good game. And I hope Buffalo wins. I just, just to kind of
Settle down to Kansas City
Yeah,
steam wagon
right.
that's going on.
Yeah, I mean, Kansas City has a tough 3-game stretch here. They got to play the Colts, they got to play Buffalo, and I forget who they're playing next week. They're playing someone else decent next week too. So maybe the Chargers.
I don't know, man. They're so fast and fiery. Kansas City.
Yeah, I know. And the only thing, the thing that's infuriating is that they can't run the ball, and yet they still pull it off. Let me see.
Yeah, but Pacheco's out again, isn't he?
Chiefs are actually okay. So they're off next week, and then after that's when it starts picking up for them. So, they then have the Broncos. That's who I was thinking of. Yeah, they got the Broncos, the Colts, and then week 13, the Cowboys. So, interesting stretch for the Chiefs. Sunday Night Football, Seattle and Washington. Seattle's 3-point favorites on the road in Washington. What do you got there, Gary?
I got start Deebo Samuel, starting the Jigba, and I don't have any sit-ems to note.
I would sit McCroskey, Bill, for the Commanders. Seattle's got the best run defense in the league, so I'm not starting them right now. That's
McLaurin. Is McLaurin playing?
McLaurin's out
Again?
Still out.
No,
what about Daniels?
Daniels is going to be playing.
Yeah, he's listed to play.
Yeah. Daniels wouldn't be a bad play, if you have him. But that's a good defense in Seattle, and it's they're a sneaky good team. They're sneaky.
Sam Darnold, man.
Yep, I know, right? And then last game of the docket for Week 9 is the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Cowboys on Monday Night Football. Gary's not going to like this one. I'm starting Marvin. Well, I'm starting Marvin Harrison, but I would put Marvin Harrison as a start against that Cowboys defense, which really has trouble stopping anyone in the air right now. This is, if there's going to be a complete breakout game for Harrison, this might be the game. So with that being said, he'll probably end up with 2 catches and 30 yards.
Yeah.
And then
Arizona's quarterback is still their quarterback.
Yeah. Sitting was tough. If you're someone who picked up Michael Carter and maybe started him a few weeks, you got to sit him at this point. Bam Knight is the guy now in Arizona running the ball. He's just getting more carries he's actually getting
it's like
double,
2-1.
2-1 the amount of carries right now. So Michael Carter is pretty much droppable at this point. So that would wrap up that part, and it's time for the Sizzlers.
But Dallas, probably start everybody.
Yeah, it was hard to find a sit. I mean, Pickens, the Javonte ones. Yeah, who you sitting?
Right. Ferguson, Prescott, Lamb.
Cowboys defense, maybe. Might be
sitting them, just dropped them.
Yeah, right? Anybody really pick them up?
Right, exactly. You're playing the Cowboys defense if you have problems. All right, it's time for the Sizzlers. So last week, my son picked the games. And
where's he at?
Yeah, he picked these two. I'm like, I gotta ride with the
hot hand.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. So the Sizzlers this week, the 3 games that we seem to like. Oh, sorry, I missed a comment here. 6-7 is banned in my house, says Jonesy. Yeah, dude, it's a lot. All right, so the Sizzlers right now on the season 7-14. Here are the picks.
About to make our run, baby.
Chicago Bears 2.5 to cover the 2.5 over Cincinnati. I like that one. The Chargers to cover the 9.5 over Tennessee. And finally, the Packers to cover the 13.5 over Carolina. So all favorites, Chicago, Chargers, and the Packers to cover. 2 of them are big point spreads.
I like it.
That's a lot of points, man.
I know. He gets this right.
Yeah.
I would have told him.
Dude, if he gets this right, here on out, he's sitting right next to you.
100%. And I told him, I said, I put money on it last week. I'm like, boom, boom, boom. We're picking on whatever. He lost one, so I did it as a parlay. So he lost the last one, but He would have won him. I was like, I'm splitting the money with you. He's like, okay. Actually, I said, do you want me to? And he goes, I don't know. And the queen goes, he's offering you free money. Say yes. Just say yes. So yeah, I'll probably do these again. I'll do them separate this time, so maybe we can have a chance to win some money. So, but yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap it up. An Eagles list, stress-free, hopefully stress-free Sunday for most of us, except for me and Gary.
Well, I'm playing the team with the best record in the league.
You're playing. You're playing those guys.
Yeah,
they're on fire right now. I almost beat them 3 weeks ago. If I would have started Harrison that week, I would have beat him. But I started Kraft instead. He had like 2 catches that week. What are you gonna do?
He's got 0 injuries. That guy.
Yeah, Gary and I are gonna make a dogfight. I think. I just.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, Chase has a good matchup. Like, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So, well, with that being said, dude, we're like, it's funny how like we're always like almost on a half hour, pretty much like on this show. It's funny how close we are. Sean's being replaced. Yep, Connor's gonna take my spot.
Yep.
Sometimes
you gotta, do the youth movement, Mark.
Yeah,
you gotta get younger.
Yeah, that'll no longer be the Selby Sizzler. It'll be the Connor connection.
The Connor connection. You and your fucking acronyms.
What did they call it the other week? The Connor conundrum. Someone said they call it the Connor conundrum. All right, we will see you guys on Friday night, 8:15. We have a lot to talk about on that show. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. Enjoy the football games today.
Good luck, everybody.
Yep.
Go Birds.